FastForward is really the genesis of an idea that I've had for a long time as a high school administrator. We've always received statistics about the non-completers of a high school diploma, but we've never really had the opportunity to go through and identify the actual individuals and what the circumstances are. And so with the initial grant for FastForward and the high school completion grant, we were able to hire Joanne St. John, and she actually then went about taking the actual records, finding who the names of the students are that hadn't completed high school, why they hadn't completed high school, and then by proactively contacting them and encouraging them and suggesting to them that high school completion was something within a real possibility, the project took off, and the successes then speak for themselves.
When we first started the initiative, I looked at school lists, district lists of students who were, for whatever reason, unable to complete their high school diplomas.
Initially, when we started talking about what this program could look like, we knew that it had to connect with students. It had to be meaningful, it had to be a representation of what they truly needed to be reconnected to school and to be successful in their learning. It was developed around the strategic framework that Alberta Education had outlined with respect to high school completion. That framework was based on numerous research studies that had been documented and shared, and we believe the framework has made a tremendous impact on the success of the program. We
started the project in January of 2010. It ran very successfully in that latter part of the that school year, to the point where we immediately realized that we had a very successful program in place.
One of the things that I tell students is that there's never just one way to achieve what they want, and so we look at lots of different options. If they aren't sure what their dream is or what they need to get there, we connect with post-secondary institutions and they can meet advisors, or we look at career counseling, and they're able to get on their road to what they need to do to meet those goals.
I applied to the school and I had someone recognize my name and give me a call, and it pretty much just went from there. I started getting my classes.
I met with yourself, Joanne St. John. We talked about what I needed, how many credits I needed, and what courses I needed to take, and then figured out which ones to put me into.
I have a full-time job, and I have a son too, and basically I was referred to here. I wanna have my education so I can move to Calgary and go to SAIT. And from there, I would probably take the medical lab assistant program.
I wanted to be as a healthcare aide, to work as a healthcare aide. That's why I need English to get to the program.
FastForward has connected with lots of students that may not otherwise have returned to school, and with the flexibility that we have to design a program for each of them, we have been able to re-engage them in their education and help them finish their coursework, whether it's one class or 17 of them. So we've had a lot of success with being able to design something that each student needs. Sometimes we're looking at whether it's a prerequisite for a specific program that they're wanting to go into, or maybe it's simply the last class they need to get those last 3 credits to get them up to 100.
One of the major things that they soon realize, and that I know, is that we certainly do not work in isolation. Someone does not meet their goals all on their own. So we work very closely with teachers, we work closely with administration or different community agencies depending on what their need is.
The components of the FastForward program are reflective of the 5 elements with respect to the provincial framework. Firstly, the personalized learning. We believe that we have been able to truly personalize the learning for each and every student who comes into the FastForward program. And that is done through the connections that our student advisor has made. She has done a tremendous job of being able to assess the needs of the students and to be able to determine what will motivate them, what will enhance their ability to reach their goals, which are ultimately high school completion and high school transitions to post-secondary.
I have difficulty with my math modules. There's a math tutorial on Tuesday mornings. I am going there today because I was having difficulties figuring out where on the video that I was given with my module, where it starts explaining what I'm doing.
Having the staff associated with the FastForward program is that Joanne is able to do the outreach with each student to track them down to find out what it is that has kept them from finishing their high school program. And the most important thing is that there's always a reason. So once we're able to understand what that reason is, we do our best to remove those obstacles for the student.
I was able to get my so wonderful manager to schedule me around daytime so I could go to school. My mother watches my son, and then I go to school, and the teachers, the tutors there in the library are just so helpful. They just like jump at the opportunity to help you. So basically all my problems are very limited.
I think the real success of the program is the fact that there is not a one-size-fits-all. And having an individual with a background in what is required not only for a high school diploma but for post-secondary acceptance allows the individuals to be counseled really on a one-on-one basis and determining what is the most effective and efficient route for them to take, which courses are most required if they want to get a high school diploma or if they want to pursue a particular course of studies in post-secondary.
So having Joanne work alongside that student, figure out what may have gone wrong, perhaps last time they were last in school, what they need to move forward. We can then work together within our school community to tap into the resources that they need to be successful, not only in the classes, but then as they transition out of school and into post-secondary or the world of work.
The modules that I take home work for me because I do have 2 jobs. So I can balance that. I can get the math done on my own time when I have time to do it. I did take the Cosmo 4 to 6 Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's kind of easy to work around with my jobs. I just let them know I'm not available at those times. I can work until 3:30 on those days, or I can start after 6 on Thursdays because the mall is open later.
Being able to take my work home and do it on my time was extremely helpful. We have a really busy family, and I was looking for a job too at the same time. Having the freedom to do my work at home and hand it in when I have it done is extremely helpful.
Because of the flexibility we have at the school to either enroll students in a class that they attend regularly, maybe they're in a foods class and that leads to the culinary arts program at the college, or they are working on a core class that they do independently through distributed learning materials. We're able to put a combination together that suits the student with the level of school and classroom engagement that they need.
It is very successful. We have testimonials from students, we have testimonials from community members, from parents, from teachers, from administrators. So we know that the framework that we've been able to implement through this FastForward program is truly making a difference for our students, and that was the ultimate goal.
I ended up dropping out of high school, so that's why I entered the FastForward program. The FastForward program helped me pretty much get my life back on track. I would give my advice to other students that have dropped out of high school to join it because it's extremely helpful. There's no other way to go, really.
I would recommend this program because you do it at your own pace. It's
easy. It's easy and fast to finish.